Okay. Welcome to my live stream on YouTube. This is going to be a very weird live stream. This is going to be about Issac Kappy, Clare Grant, Paris Jackson, TMZ that came out. So it goes like this. About 7 or 8 days ago, Issac Kappy gets on the internet and starts talking about Seth Green and Clare Grant. Now, unbeknownst to Issac, I went to school with Clare Grant, and I immediately went and wrote to her. And I asked her what the freak is going on. She says a bunch of stuff that she doesn't know Issac, that they kind of hung out before, but they weren't really good friends, and that she had him. She commissioned a couple art pieces from him. And she talks about these letters that he wrote, and also talks about this fight with Paris Jackson. So I am then watching a TV show called Lift the Veil, or Twitch stream called Lift the Veil, which I'll also tag in this. And I do an interview with him as I speak to him, and I start telling him, listen, I know Claire, these are some messages she sent me. I think you need to know about this. And so he then takes the messages and takes a couple of the messages and reads them out loud. And this being one of that supposedly Issac had attacked Paris Jackson. This then turns into the TMZ post about Issac and how Paris Jackson is now running away and looking for a new place to stay because she's so afraid of this Issac Kappy character. Now, I just got off the phone with Issac Kappy. He just called me 3 minutes ago, and we spoke for 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. And I don't know how to, it's a lot of the stuff that he's saying, and there was some stuff that he hasn't said in videos because I had specific questions for him about whether him and Paris Jackson happened. So he talked to me. I said, so did you choke Paris Jackson? Is this true? And he goes, well, yes, but no. And I said, okay, tell me the story. So he tells me the story. He says basically they were at a party, that him and Paris Jackson were play fighting. That after play fighting, he kind of grabbed her and put her into a chokehold of some sort. And then another guy who's at the party sees this. He gets all enraged, and that becomes the big having to take people off, that Paris was being attacked. But then he says, well, did you see the video I just made on my Periscope? I'm wearing Paris Jackson's hat that she gave to me at that party. And that is a little weird. If he really did attack her, if he really was so hated by Paris, why did she give him a hat? Now, maybe he stole the hat, right? Now, another thing he says is like, as soon as if you were me, let's say if you were on the internet and you started talking shit about me, I would probably call you and be like, hey, bro, what's your issue? And he says that Claire and Seth have not done that. So that brings up some questions. Now, Claire, when she wrote back and forth with me, she said that one, they didn't know each other very well, and he says, listen, man, they even came to my birthday party, and I used to hang out with her all the time, and we used to chill and hang out and talk shit. And he's like, I used to go to their house quite often, and I was very friendly with them, and I was very good close friends with them, and it's very sad that this has happened. From everything that I can hear from him on the phone, doesn't sound like he's having a psychotic break. Um, he he does at times, and I said this to him. He does at times. It's more conjecture than it is the actual thing. So he says, well, if you were to hang out with them, Paul, if you were to be in that group and you were to hang out and when they're making the jokes and when they're saying the things, you would 100% like be like, oh my God, this is super trippy, crazy stuff. And then I asked him, what are you saying, that they just make these jokes plainly, that this is just something that they just talk about in the open and it's like no big deal? And he says, yes. He then says the reason that I didn't go to the police was because I was very scared and I didn't know what to do, and the cabal and the many times and this many times pedophile rings and things that have happened with pedophilia in the industry are covered and nobody knows what's what. And he was very afraid to do so. He says that at the same time, there have been some very big names, which he didn't want to mention, but there have been some big names that have been contacting him in support of what he's doing. So it's a bit overwhelming. I am now hopefully going to get in touch with Claire if she will have me, and I will talk to her about what I believe. Like, I just want to hear her point of view now, and I want to hear her voice, and I don't want to see text messages. I want to hear or see her voice when I talk to her this next time, because Issac brings up brings up some things that are very distasteful, and I don't want to believe them or taste them fully. But there are some things that make you say, "Hmm." And it's weird. That's all I'm saying about that. I wish you nothing but a beautiful day. I hope that this video idea more than what is being out there in the world, and wish you nothing but the best. Hope you guys have a great day, and be loved.